Georgia rolling through spring practice. Some very early intel is that they got a dude now and transfer wide receiver from USC, Zachariah Branch. I think this is a massive game changer for Georgia. I think there's a lot of prongs to why he is a game changer. There's a lot of facets of his game that I love. There's a lot of facets to him being on Georgia's roster that I love, quite frankly. We'll unpack all that right now, but if you're a Georgia fan, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to see more Georgia content, this is a supply and demand operation over here. So if the demand is high, going to make sure we supply it. Bottom line, subscribe. Let us know you want more Georgia content. We're going to give it to you. So as I said, the spring practice reviews around Zachariah Branch are that this guy is different. Okay, now obviously spring football is still rolling along. We're going to keep a pulse on this thing as it progresses, but for that to be the early returns you're hearing around this dude, I think that's real. We say this a lot around spring football in and of itself. If you're hearing things the first few days and it persists, more often than not, that's something that's trustworthy. Like if it's happening early and often, what does that mean? It's obvious. If it's obvious, there's going to be some sustainability to what that's going to be here in the fall. So the intel around Zachariah Branch, outside of the physical pieces of his game, that the dude's just a different level of horsepower and explosive, is they trust him to the same level, from what I've been told, or in the same tier at least, of a Gunnar Stockton. Now, why is that significant? Gunnar Stockton's been around the block in Athens. Okay, he's been in that system for a minute here. Zachariah Branch got there like 45 minutes ago. And to say they trust him to the same degree in terms of being able to align to the right spot, to be able to do his assignment, all those things, that speaks volumes anywhere, speaks even more volumes to what Georgia is. Okay, like we know that standard at Georgia internally is very, very high with how you go about your business on that football field. So if that's what you're hearing around Zachariah Branch in the spring, imagine what it's going to be when he gets a full summer under his belt, a full fall camp under his belt. It's only going to elevate, which gets me very fired up about what he brings to that football team offensively. Now, the literal sense here, he gives you, I believe, a true weapon to utilize the Mike Bobo offense. Because what's the knock been on Mike Bobo? We got some questionable play calling. I wish we did less horizontal game. I wish we didn't call so much screen game. You know how you get to max out the screen game? Got a dude who's special with the ball in his hands. Zachariah Branch, I think when you watch his tape at USC, the first introduction for all of us with Zachariah Branch in playing college football was him taking it from one end of the field to the other on a kick return. I mean, what was first game ever as a true freshman? That dude's electrifying. He's one of those dudes, I said it when he transferred to Georgia, just get him the ball, dude. Could be a jet sweep, could be a pop pass, could be a bubble screen, could be a tunnel. It doesn't matter, dude. Get the ball to Zachariah Branch. More often than not, good things are going to happen. So, one, again, I think that fits exactly what Mike Bobo wants to do offensively. Two, we talk about Gunnar Stockton. It's his first year as a starter. Now, they trust him. We trust him on this show, but it's his first year as a starter. It's very fair to assume that there might be an acclimation period for Gunnar Stockton at Georgia in those first few games. Totally fair to expect. How do you help a new quarterback? Give him easy execution kind of plays. Give him easy option kind of throws to work with. What did we just say about Zachariah Branch? Get him the ball. Doesn't matter how it looks. I think a lot of what he is as a playmaker will only elevate Gunnar Stockton, both from a comfortability perspective and also from a Georgia offense perspective. It's going to be very difficult, I think, with a defense accounting for Zachariah Branch to just totally take him out of the picture. Like your average wide receiver one, depending on your skill set, you can double cover a guy if he's out wide and just bracket him the entire game and feel pretty good about your chances to limit his impact. That's not the deal with Zachariah Branch. You want to take him away, okay, do your best, double cover him, awesome. We're going to hand him the football. Like this is a point that Cato made before we started taping here, and I think it's a great one. Brock Bowers was kind of the same way, wasn't he? Now, Brock Bowers, Zachariah Branch, two different skill sets, two very different players. I'm not saying Zachariah Branch is going to be Brock Bowers. Hear me very clearly. But the way in which you can have them impact the game, you're handing end arounds to Brock Bowers, dude. You can do the same thing with Zachariah Branch. Will it have the same impact? I don't know. But I think if he is who you believe he's going to be, who we're hearing he is right now at spring practice, I'll take that in the game plan every single week if I'm Mike Bobo. Now, another thing I love about him, the early intel on him is the way that he is elevating the temperature in that wide receiver room. And again, this is Georgia, so that should speak something to what he is behind closed doors and how he's working. But after what last year was for Georgia in that receiver room, dude, leading America in drops, that's embarrassing. And I'm not saying that in a way to be condescending to Georgia. I'm telling you, I promise you, they probably feel that way internally. They probably feel like, man, what are we doing here? There's a big reason Kirby Smart went and attacked the high school recruiting wide receiver position the way he did. And attacked the portal the way he did. Went out and got Noah Thomas as well, in addition to Zachariah Branch. Like, they know they got to be better at wide receiver. And so for Zachariah Branch to be talked about being a workhorse, a guy who's pushing other receivers to get out there and lead some workouts as well, to do the extra work, I love that, man. I absolutely love that. And I think that's crucial for Georgia here as they try and elevate the offense here in 2025, especially the passing game. So my take here is I think he's going to lead Georgia in receptions this year. I think he's going to have a ton of touches. I think he's going to be a priority in the game plan every single week. And I think also with him in that lineup for you, I think he's going to raise the entire game of that wide receiver room. Now, you got some wide receivers in there that are special. I mentioned Noah Thomas. Excited about the freshman. You got Colby Young back in the fold. There's a lot of talent there, but having a guy to be a true temperature setter and to be a guy you have to account for on game day that should free up some more space for other guys, it leads into the idea that Georgia, at a macro level, can just be overall more complementary, which is what I think every team wants to be in college football. But that's when Georgia's at their best, man. So what does complementary actually mean? It's like it's a thing that football people say. All it means is we're going to be able to make you pay. Pass game feeds run game feeds pass game. We're scoring a lot of points. And if you just get yourself a nice little lead, I promise you, that Kirby Smart defense, they're going to make sure they hold up the end of the bargain, especially after what last year wasn't for them. So I'm really excited about him. I think he is a missing piece that Georgia hasn't really had at receiver here in a minute. The intel is awesome. Obviously, you got to do it in the fall, but Zachariah Branch, game changer in Athens. I'd buy all the stock I can right now in the guy. At USC, not everything that you maybe hoped he was going to be. I think there's a lot more to that. USC obviously had their own things they were dealing with within that offense. I think he's going to be a wild success at Georgia here. Again, leads the team in receptions, and overall is a big reason why they're more explosive offensively. Also, just cherry on top, a little return game action. I'm going to go ahead and place a prop right now on this show for us. I don't know if it actually exists, but prop right now. I'll go ahead and set the over on return touchdowns for him. Probably 1.5. We'll take the over there. So, again, make sure you're locked in. Zachariah Branch is going to be a dude for you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Going to keep this party rolling. We'll see y'all next time.